Hello and welcome to my channel, Beauty and Brains. I am Rhoda Brown. I am a licensed cosmetology instructor and I am here to help you practice your practical exam. I am here to help you navigate and get through this journey. So if you're watching this video, hopefully you've watched my last video where we talked about the PSI bulletin and things like that. So again, your PSI bulletin, in your PSI bulletin, there were things to label, things not to label. So with our first bag, here it goes. We're going to talk about these things that need to be labeled. And one of our labeling is the pre-examination and setup and disinfectant. Pre-examination, setup, and disinfected bag. So what I like to do with the bags is I have your large, maybe your 10-gallon large bags here, and then your gallon bag. And so what I like to do is take the gallon bag and I use it and I house it within your larger bag. Large bag, second to the largest bag. And this helps compartmentalize everything that we need. When you have a lot of bags, maybe about this size in your large duffel bag, it can get a little bit redundant. Sometimes they slip, fall, and get chaotic. And you don't want to be digging all around inside of your bag trying to find your next step. So it's better if you're able to pull it out of a large bag. It compartmentalizes and keeps everything together. So this is why we do it like that, or why I do it like this, or have my students do it this way. So here is your first bag. Notice your large bag, smaller bag within the bag. And so we have it labeled pre-examination, setup, and disinfectant because that's our first bag label. With your labeling, you can buy labels if you like and just handwrite them on there. In my case, my penmanship isn't that good, so I just type everything that needs to be labeled that I got from my PSI bulletin, and then I just cut it out and I tape it on my bag. You can have labels done if you'd like, or you can handwrite them if you like. Whatever you need so that you can know that it is labeled. As long as it's labeled, it needs to be labeled. I think this looks neater. That's why I like to do this. If you have great penmanship, then I think that's great. Okay, so within the bag, so let's see what's inside of our pre-examination disinfectant bag. So open up our first bag and we have our cape. So we have to have a cape, right? So this bag, your first thing is pre-examination and setup. Setup, meaning we're going to set up. So we're going to set up our station, and it's going to be a pre-setup, a setup that's going to stay and remain the entire time we're taking our test. So this is our first setup. And then the disinfecting is, of course, they want to see that we know how to clean and disinfect. And before hairdressers or anybody do anything, we're always going to clean first. So you have your cape. Your cape is what's going to be used throughout your exam on your client or on your mannequin in that case. And so within our bag is our smaller bag. I'll tell you that compartmentalizes, keeps everything together in here. And then I have it labeled again, pre-examination, setup, and disinfectant. Just a little bit smaller labeling. And then within your gallon bag houses everything you need. So here we have our EPA disinfectant, which is another label. You're going to label EPA and disinfectant on one of your water bottles that you're going to put your disinfectant in, and we're going to talk about that too. Your water bottle, labeled water, and you're going to have your water bottle here. You're going to have your hand sanitizer that you're going to utilize throughout taking your test. So here is your hand sanitizer, and it's labeled hand sanitizer. This is here. And you're going to have your first aid kit. Now your first aid kit is for you. So if for whatever reason you're in your test and something happens, you cut yourself or you harm yourself and you need to have first aid, you have your own first aid kit ready to available for you, okay? So this is what this is. But hopefully nothing like that's going to happen. But if so, you have your own first aid kit so that you can do what you need to do. And we're going to talk about what's inside of the first aid kit. And you're going to have your large trash bag. So maybe a 30-gallon lawn and leaf trash bag is suffice, so it can house everything, because a lot of your things that you're going to discard throughout the test is going to go inside of your large trash bag, and it's going to be labeled trash as well. And then you're going to have your paper towels, because you're going to clean and disinfect that area. So you're going to have a couple of paper towels inside of this bag, and it's going to remain out the entire time in case you need a paper towel to wipe anything down. And then your tape so that you can tape your large trash bag on your station that you'll be discarding things in throughout your test. I have this, and I got this was at the Dollar Tree, so these are about $1.25, and I like it because it already has your area for you to be able to cut with your tape. You don't necessarily have to have this. You can find just a roll of clear tape, but make sure you put a little small pair of shears in there so that you can cut it if need be. And we're going to talk about these things thoroughly in more detail on my next video, where I'm going to show you in detail and more in depth about each item that we just talked about inside of our bag. So remember, our first bag, pre-examination setup and disinfectant. You're going to take it, your large bag, label it, and then you're going to take your second to the large bag, your gallon bag, label it, and then you're going to place everything that needs to go inside of this bag. The cape may be a little too large or too bulky, but you'll place everything inside what you can, and you can even place your cape here in this bag, and then you place everything in this larger bag. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Go on to the next video where we're going to talk about the pre-examination setup and talk in more depth thoroughly about each item that's inside of the bag so that you can fill it properly. Who says you can't have beauty and brains?